Okay, here's a quick comparison for anyone out there in the market of the old livery American Airlines polished steel MD-80 series aircraft, or as a lot of people call them, the Mad Dogs. I've got two examples here. The first one I picked up was the Hogan MD-83. The second one I picked up was the Gemini 200 MD-82, both in 1 to 200 scale. The registration of the Gemini is 488 Alpha Alpha, and the registration on the Hogan is November 9626 Foxtrot. Hogan does make another polished MD-83. Registration on that is 9677 Whiskey. I don't have one of those, but based on what the pictures are online, they look identical other than the registration difference. This is the Gemini's second release MD-82. It's actually the one I was looking for since I saw some reviews on the first one having some tarnishing problems over time. All right, so getting into the Hogan, I have them both side by side here. You can see right off the bat, if you compare them directly to each other, the Gemini has a slightly shinier finish to it than the Hogan does on the fuselage. It's very minor, but you can pick it up in the video here. Another difference you can see right off the bat, the wing detail on the top. Gemini added a lot more detail to the top of their wings than the Hogan did. Hogan's are generally that flat gray with a slight polish on the leading edge. Those are the big differences of the two. Some other little minor differences that I was able to find. The rotating beacon on top on the Gemini is actually a jewel that's been glued on, whereas the Hogan is just painted. The strakes on the bottom of the engines are devoid from the Hogan model. You can see there's nothing on the bottom, but you look over at the Gemini and there are those strakes on the bottom of the engines. The air inlet on the leading edge of the vertical stabilizer is actually drilled into the tail like it normally is on the aircraft. The Hogan has a place for it, but it just doesn't look like it was finished all the way there. And then when you further look at the tail, you can see a little more detail on the Gemini. They've actually broken out some lines defining the rudders on the back of the tail, whereas the Hogan did not. And then the last little detail I picked up, if you compare the two tail to tail here, you can see that the tail strake on the Gemini, which is on the left, is a little more pronounced and accurate looking than the tail cone on the Hogan. It being a little skinnier and not quite as flat on the end. All right, and those are the differences I picked up. You know, that being said, given the price on the two, the Hogan was around 45 and the Gemini was around 140. You know, for the price, the Hogan takes the prize on that. But if money is no option and you don't care about how much you spend on these things, then you want the highest quality one, you're going to have to go with the Gemini. But I am very happy with the Hogan here. It's a very high quality die-cast model. You don't see a whole lot of die-cast models from Hogan. I think they made this one die-cast just because you can't quite polish out the plastic and give it the shiny effect you can with the steel. And then you can see how they've polished theirs on the Gemini. And there you go.